Labour Commissioner Engineer S.L. Wati Iyer clarifies no law prohibits women from working night shifts in Nagaland. This clarification takes immediate effect with approval from competent authority. The National Tobacco Control Program Mokokchung, in coordination with PS1 Mokokchung Police and MMC officials, conducts enforcement drives against illegal tobacco sales, seizing tobacco products from 6 shops. Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan campaign conducted at Government High School, Kuhubuto, Newland on 28 August 2025 raises awareness about substance abuse and promotes drug-free society. Body of 15-year-old and class 8 student Taku Kanya, who went missing from hostel in Kra Dadi district of Arunachal Pradesh, said to have recovered by police on August 29 after principal filed missing report at Palin police station. Ukrainian President Vladimir Zelensky confirms killing of 23 people in Russia's missile strike on a residential building in Kiev's Donetsky district on Wednesday night. Youngest victim said to be under 3 years old. Hello viewers, you are watching English Primetime. This is Imli Sanlaimchan, and now the news in details. Labour Commissioner Engineer S.L. Wati Iyer has clarified that no law currently prohibits women from working night shifts in Nagaland, despite previous wording in the Shops and Establishments Act 1986. Women can now work beyond 7 p.m. and before 6 a.m., provided they give voluntary written consent and employers ensure proper safety measures such as transport and lighting. All labour laws regarding working hours and rest must be fully followed. This clarification takes immediate effect with approval from the competent authority. The National Tobacco Control Program (NTCP) Mokokchung, in coordination with PS1 Mokokchung Police and MMC officials, recently conducted an enforcement drive against illegal tobacco sales, seizing tobacco products from 6 shops and penalizing the shopkeepers under Kotpa 2003, Section 6, Clause B. This section prohibits the sale of tobacco products within 100 yards of educational institutions and hospitals. The NTCP's efforts aims to ensure strict compliance with tobacco control laws and safeguard public health, particularly the well-being of students and patients. The Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan campaign was successfully conducted at Government High School, Kuhubuto, Newland on 28 August 2025 to raise awareness about substance abuse and promote a drug-free society. The program began with a welcome address by SDO Civil Kuhubuto Nuhuta Tunyi, who stressed the need for collective action. ESC Kelenguno Solo introduced the campaign and led a pledge-taking ceremony. Community Health Officer Tiala highlighted the harmful effects of substance abuse in her keynote address. The event was chaired by financial literacy specialist S. Boloka Jimo and concluded with a vote of thanks by District Mission Coordinator Willie V. Chopi. The campaign supports the national drive for awareness, prevention and rehabilitation. A one-day orientation program on inclusive education based on NEP 2020 was organized by SCERT Nagaland Kohima in collaboration with SDEO Siminyu on 29th of August 2025 at ERBC Hall, Siminyu. The program featured resource persons including Daniel Thong, Vice Principal, SCERT Kohima, Dr. Asano Thong, Medical Surgeon, TB Hospital, Kuzama, Rukose Sakri, Music Therapist, JO Foundation Kohima, and Elwin Sepp, Lecturer, Diet Woka. Participants included government school teachers, church leaders, and members of the differently abled union from Seminyu. The event was chaired by SDEO Seminyu, ASAO SEP, with speeches from SDO C, CT, EBRC coordinator Rushvulo King and appreciation by IERP's Sha Sen Le Kent. District Youth Resources Officer Kohima Atoli Yepto announced the District Level Youth Festival 2025 for Kohima and Seminyu districts. The event will be held under the theme Viksit Bharat @ 2047 and the role of the creator economy, and will include competitions in folk song, folk dance and declamation. Individuals, clubs, cultural troupes, colleges and higher secondary schools are invited to participate. Letters of interest must be submitted to the DYRO Kohima office by 9th September 2025. For details, one can contact Kohima at 7005-869515 or 7005-525089 or Seminyu at 8014-653998 or 858258898621. Entries due by September 9. The Department of Health and Family Welfare, under the National Leprosy Eradication Program (NLEP), conducted an orientation training for district program officers on 28 August 2025 at the Nagaland Health Protection Society Conference Hall, Kohima. The event was graced by Dr. Nltv Sandlam, Principal Director, and featured a keynote address by NHM Mission Director Dr. Avile Zhao, who highlighted leprosy's curability through multi-drug therapy and Nagaland's achievement as the first Indian state to meet WHO's leprosy elimination target in 1998. She urged officers to engage paramedical staff to meet the National Strategy Plan goal of eradicating leprosy by 2027. The program was chaired by State Leprosy Officer Dr. Ruko Hele Rutsa and concluded with a vote of thanks by Senior Health Educator Bentang Naro. A lightning strike hit the Asukuto Sub-Center under CMO Zinapodo on August 27, marking the third such incident in the area. Thankfully, no injuries occurred. Locals have raised concerns that the site may be prone to lightning and urged authorities to consider relocating the health center to a safer location to prevent future risk. Lightning has struck Asukuto Center. A high-level meeting held by Nagaland Deputy Chief Minister T.R. Ziliang finalized the alignment for National Highway 702 linking Longleng, Longching, Mon and Tizit. After reviewing technical reports, the group agreed on option 3 as the best route. The meeting also recommended that the 19-kilometer stretch bypassed by the new highway be maintained by the BRO to ensure continued access for local villages. Ziliang called the decision a win-win for progress and inclusivity and urged MLS and the Konyak Union to support the project's timely completion. The Nagaland Pollution Control Board hosted a talk show for the International Day of Clean Air for Blue Skies 2025, emphasizing urgent action to combat air pollution. Engineer Aghali A. Su highlighted the theme Racing for Air and stressed clean air as a basic right. She noted Kohima and Dimapur's failure to meet air quality standards and ongoing efforts to improve conditions. Panelists called for strong collaboration between government, civil society, and citizens to ensure healthier air for all. The Agricultural Technology Management Agency, ATMA, Parent Tanning Block, recently conducted a series of training and demonstration programs across different villages, focusing on livestock improvement and eco-friendly farming practices. On August 23, the programs covered topics such as artificial insemination in piggery, insect pest management using yellow sticky traps, and sustainable banana farming through the ring method banana circle. At Nikalwa village, 14 farmers learned about scientific breeding techniques to boost productivity and control diseases. In New Tessin village, 18 farmers were introduced to chemical-free pest control methods, while 10 farmers learned how to conserve moisture and recycle nutrients for sustainable banana farming. This initiative aims to equip low farmers with scientific knowledge, eco-friendly tools, and sustainable agricultural practices to improve productivity and resilience. Brigadier Dilpreet Singh, commander of 7 Sector Assam Rifles, flagged off a national integration tour from Kifre on August 29, organized under Operation Sadbhavana 2025-26. The tour, comprising 20 students and 2 teachers from PM Shri Government High School, Yangpi, will take them to Delhi and Agra, where they'll experience India's rich cultural diversity and heritage. Brigadier Singh encouraged the participants to maximize their learning beyond their classroom, while the school's assistant headmaster, Lipiri Anar, noted that the tour will be a valuable learning experience, promoting national unity and broadening the students' horizons. Rural Development Minister Mutsubu Chamir on Thursday called on Naga youth to stay rooted in their cultural identity while embracing the opportunities of a changing world. Speaking at the 31st General Conference of the Naga Students Federation in Siminyu, Chamir said, preserving indigenous heritage ensures well-being, belonging, and intergenerational community. He urged students to revive local languages and traditions alongside pursuing globally relevant education. Nearly 1,500 students from Nagaland, Assam, Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, and Myanmar are attending the 4-day event hosted under the theme Resilience in Transition. Chamir praised NSF's role in promoting meritocracy and unity amid political changes. Siminyu MLA Joenka Sep called NSF the conscious keeper of Naga aspirations, while NESO President Samuel B. Juarwa warned of threats like illegal migration and drug abuse. NSF President Medovi reaffirmed the Federation's commitment to youth and indigenous rights, stressing that international disunity now posed the biggest threat. Convened by K. Elu Ndang, the conference aims to strengthen resilience and collective action in times of change. A 110-foot-long, 16-foot-high section of the 45-year-old main security wall of Mukokchung District Jail collapsed on August 27 at around 4:30 p.m. due to incessant rainfall, posing serious security concerns. Fortunately, no casualties were reported, as the incident occurred after prisoners were locked in their wards. The jail, which houses 73 inmates, including 23 transferred from Woka sub-jail, has been temporarily secured with a bamboo fence and reinforced with police personnel and 13th IR platoon deployment. Superintendent of Jail L. Bumeng attributed the collapse to the wall's age and repeated rainfall, stating that the structure built in the 1980s had weakened over time. The matter has been escalated to the Director General of Prisons and the Deputy Commissioner of Mokokchung for immediate action. As part of the second phase of the Nasha Mukt Bharat Abhiyan, Nagaland University's School of Agricultural Sciences SAS Matsifima campus held a walkathon, poster and slogan campaign to raise awareness on substance abuse. The program began at 3:30 p.m. outside the administrative building with a speech by Professor L. Daiho, Dean of NU, says, followed by the announcement of winners for the inter-hostel poster and slogan competition. Saramati Hostel was declared overall champion by Professor J. Longkamer, Associate Dean, Professor Deepak Sinha, Pro-Vice Chancellor, flagged off the walkathon, which passed through key departments before culminating at the basketball court, where he delivered the vote of thanks. Students later placed posters around their respective hostels to reinforce the campaign's message. Ahead of the 7th session of the 14th Nagaland Legislative Assembly starting September 2, Minister KG Kenye has called a meeting of all 60 legislators on September 1 at 11 a.m. in the State Banquet Hall, Kohima. All legislators have been urged to attend. Additionally, the NTPP legislature party will meet the same day at 10 a.m. in the State Banquet Hall. All NTPP members have been requested to participate. And now we will have a short break. Welcome back, viewers. You are watching English Primetime, and now the next news. The Kamnyungan Students Union KSU has voiced strong support for the pen-down strike by RMSA 2016 batch teachers across Nagaland, urging the state government to implement the Guwahati High Court of Kohima bench order from March 16, 2022. The strike has disrupted classes in 133 government high schools. KSU stated that the teachers were selected through a transparent process and demanded immediate release of their pending salaries and benefits dating back to 2016. Calling the delay justice denied, the union pledged full solidarity with the teachers and pressed the government for swift resolution. Sang District Level Coordination Committee DLCC for the Village Poverty Reduction Plan, Gram Panchayat Development Plan, convened on 29 August 2025 at the DC's Conference Hall, Twensang. The meeting was chaired by Deputy Commissioner and VPRP GPDP Chairman Litrongla Tongbai Rutsa. Representatives from various line departments gathered to discuss the integration and convergence of government programs, initiatives and schemes. On day 2 of the 31st NSF General Conference, a panel discussion on youth as the bridge to our political future emphasized youth leadership, unity and inclusion. MLA J. Kumosha urged honesty and warned against becoming keyboard warriors. Panelists including Achumbemo Kikon and Ningrechon Tuncha called for unity, gender inclusion and integrating Naga history into education. The session highlighted the need for responsible, value-based youth leadership. The Home Department Political Branch has announced a meeting of the Political Affairs Committee along with all MLAs on September 1, 2025 at 2 p.m. The session will be held at the State Banquet Hall, Chief Minister's Residential Complex, Kohima, to review key issues related to the Naga political issue. The Chief Minister, Deputy Chief Ministers, Speaker and Deputy Speaker will attend. All ministers, MPs, advisors and MLAs have been requested to be present. Marking National Sports Day, Abu Mehta, Vice President of the Athletics Federation of India and Secretary General of the Naga Olympics Association, extended greetings to the nation and praised sport as a unifying and transformative force. Honoring Major Dhyan Chand, Mehta reflected on the values of discipline and teamwork in sports. He also paid tribute to Dr. Talimaran Au, India's first Olympic football captain, calling him one of Nagaland's greatest sons. Highlighting Nagaland's contributions, Mehta mentioned Olympian Chekrovolo Suro and Paralympic medalist Hokato Hotoshe Sema as icons of inspiration. He reaffirmed the association's commitment to sporting excellence and thanked all who contributed to Nagaland's athletic growth. The District Level Advisory Committee, DLAC, on Safe Food and Healthy Diets convened its inaugural meeting at the Deputy Commissioners Conference Hall, chaired by DC Henok Buchem. The committee discussed strengthening food safety and consumer rights through enhanced inspections, public awareness, and a proposed multi-stakeholder task force. Focus areas include restaurant hygiene and enforcement of food standards. Food Safety Officer Kijangule Yumchungar reported regulating imported goods, training programs, and issuing 160 online licenses. Despite having only one food testing lab in Kohima, the department now operates 3 mobile units for testing and awareness across districts. Members agreed on the need for stronger monitoring and consumer education to promote safe food and healthy diets. The Akahuto Tokukujo Kukami Kakakulu ATKK has refuted a Dimapur police report claiming that the body of a 31-year-old woman was found near NSCN-IM Martyrs Park, Pimla village on April 7, 2025. In a press note, ATKK President Do Hoi Su and General Secretary Shitoi Aye clarified that no such location exists within Pimla village or anywhere under the Akahuto area. Following inquiry and verification, the organization termed the reported location as non-existent and misleading. ATKK issued the clarification to avoid confusion, misinterpretation, or reputational harm to the village and surrounding areas. It urged the public, authorities, and media to verify information before citing or publishing it. Former MP candidate Haitang Bil Lota has openly challenged Nagaland Deputy Chief Minister Y. Paton to a public debate on press freedom and democratic accountability, demanding a response within 72 hours. In a strongly worded statement, Lota accused Paton of undermining press freedom and promoting unethical voting during the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. He called for the debate to be held in Dimapur, Woka or Kohima by August 31, failing which he demanded an unconditional apology, public apology to the press fraternity. Lota emphasized that press freedom is essential to democracy and urged leaders to uphold accountability, not play hide and seek. The Kuki National Organization has strongly criticized Manipur's Inner Manipur MP Bimol Akoijam for his remarks against the People's Union for Civil Liberties (PUCL) report on the 2-year-long violence in the state. KNO spokesperson Selin Haukip accused Akoijam of echoing the language of valley-based militant groups opposed to the suspension of operations agreement and dismissed the MP's claim that Kuki groups received crores of rupees from the center as misleading. Haukip stated that the PUCL report was fair and just, welcomed by the minority Kuki community, but predictably dismissed by Akoijam, representing the majority community, alleged to be the primary perpetrator of the violence. The KNO also questioned Akoijam's silence on issues like lack of arrest in rape and murder cases of Kuki women and delays in investigations. The body of 15-year-old Taku Kanya, a class 8 student who went missing from his hostel in Kra Dadi district of Arunachal Pradesh, was recovered by police on August 29. The student from a private school in Palin was last seen on Thursday afternoon, prompting the school's principal to file a missing report at the Palin police station. A joint search operation by police and school authorities was launched, and at around 6 a.m. on August 29, the body was found behind the hostel kitchen near a power transformer in the school compound. Prima facie evidence suggests electrocution as the cause of death, likely due to accidental contact with a live wire while stressed during exams. An inquest and post-mortem have been conducted, and the body has been handed over to the family for last rites. An unnatural death case has been registered and investigation is ongoing. Police officers in Changlang, Arunachal Pradesh underwent hands-on training on the Integrated Road Accident Database (IRAD) project on August 29. All officers in charge and investigating officers from the district participated, aiming to strengthen accident data collection and improve road safety. District Informatics Officer Shiva Ram Krishna introduced the IRAD initiative, highlighting the importance of digital data in tackling road safety challenges. District Road Safety Manager Thong Chu Taitong led the session, covering accident reporting, data entry, and platform use. The interactive session emphasized the role of structured data in evidence-based policy making and emergency response. Arunachal Pradesh Chief Minister Pema Khandu has strongly condemned the alleged use of abusive language against Prime Minister Narendra Modi during the Vod Adhikar rally in Bihar. Calling the remark unparliamentary, Khandu said such conduct undermines the ethics and standards of politics. He urged leaders to maintain dignity in political discourse and resolve differences through constructive debate. Khandu added that political leaders serve as role models, and such behavior erodes public trust in democratic institutions.
डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप में देखिए ये नॉर्मल से बात है कि पॉलिसीज़ को लेके एक पार्टी दूसरा पार्टी को प्रोटेस्ट करता है, ये तो जाहिर से एक नॉर्मल से बात है। मगर कल कांग्रेस और आरजेडी द्वारा बिहार में एक पॉलिटिकल रैली में जिस प्रकार से और जिस जो शब्दों जो यूज़ हुआ है, अनपार्लियामेंट्री शब्दों का प्रयोग करते हुए माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी को क्रिटिसाइज़ किया गया। यही नहीं बल्कि माननीय प्रधानमंत्री जी का स्वर्गीय माता जी का भी उसमें नाम को शामिल किया गया है। इस तरह से अनपार्लियामेंट्री वर्ड यूज़ करके ये अपना डेमोक्रेटिक का इथिक्स के लिए ये अच्छा बात नहीं है। तो मैं कंडेम करता हूँ राहुल गांधी जी और तेजस्वी यादव का जो आरजेडी पार्टी है, कांग्रेस और आरजेडी पार्टी को, कि इस तरह से डेमोक्रेसी का इथिक्स को पूरे मिट्टी में मिलाना और साथ ही साथ अपने देश में हर एक कम्युनिटी में महिलाओं का इज्जत को सबसे ऊंचा दर्जा दिया जाता है और उसी इज्जत को उन लोगों ने मिट्टी में मिला दिया। आने वाला दिनों में हम समझते हैं कि बिहार की जनता इसको कड़ी से
The Thai Ahom Yuva Parishad Assam, Taipa, organized a black flag protest in Margarita on August 29 against Union Home Minister Amit Shah's visit to the state. The demonstration highlighted the long-standing demand for granting scheduled tribes status to 6 ethnic communities, including the Thai Ahoms. Protesters carrying black flags were met with a heavy police presence, but Taipa leaders remained resolute, declaring that the agitation would continue until their demands are met. The organization also warned that it could consider boycotting the 2026 Assam Legislative Assembly elections if the government fails to recognize the 6 communities as scheduled tribes. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has embarked on a 2-day visit to Japan, emphasizing the potential for India and Japan to shape the Asian century for stability, growth, and prosperity. Modi highlighted the complementary strengths of both nations, stating that Japan's excellence and India's scale can create a perfect partnership and mutual growth. He showcased India as an attractive investment destination, citing the country's political and economic stability, transparency, and predictability in policy decisions. Modi noted that India has made significant strides in areas like artificial intelligence, semiconductors, quantum computing, biotech, and space, and that Japan's technology and India's talent can together lead the technology revolution of this century. He also emphasized that India is a springboard for Japanese businesses to the global south, particularly in areas like batteries, robotics, and nuclear energy.
में $40 बिलियन से ज्यादा का निवेश किया है। मात्र पिछले 2 वर्षों में $13 बिलियन का प्राइवेट इन्वेस्टमेंट हुआ है। जेबीआईसी कहता है कि भारत सबसे प्रॉमिसिंग डेस्टिनेशन है। जेट्रो बताता है कि 80% कंपनियां भारत में एक्सपांड करना चाहती है और 75% ऑलरेडी मुनाफे में है। यानी इन इंडिया कैपिटल डज नॉट जस्ट ग्रो, इट मल्टीप्लाइज। जापान के सहयोग से मुंबई और अहमदाबाद हाई स्पीड रेल पर काम चल रहा है, लेकिन हमारी यात्रा यहीं नहीं रुकती। जापान्स एक्सेलेंस एंड इंडिया स्केल कैन क्रिएट अ परफेक्ट पार्टनरशिप। जापान की टेक्नोलॉजी और भारत का टैलेंट मिलकर इस सदी के टेक रिवॉल्यूशन का नेतृत्व कर सकते हैं। तीसरा क्षेत्र है ग्रीन एनर्जी ट्रांजिशन। भारत तेजी से 2030 तक 500 गीगावाट रिन्यूएबल एनर्जी के लक्ष्य की ओर अग्रसर है। S&P ग्लोबल ने 2 दशक बाद भारत के क्रेडिट रेटिंग अपग्रेड किए हैं। द वर्ल्ड इज नॉट जस्ट वॉचिंग इंडिया, इट इज
Ukraine's ambassador to India, Alexander Polishchuk, has reaffirmed Ukraine's unwavering stance against territorial concessions, stating that Kyiv will not give up and will not accept any territorial concessions or capitulating demands from Moscow. Polishchuk criticized Russia for benefiting from discounted oil sales to India while utilizing the revenue to fuel its war efforts instead of enhancing social welfare in Russia. He praised Prime Minister Narendra Modi's efforts in seeking a peaceful resolution to the conflict, highlighting India's role in supporting democracy and independence. The Ukrainian envoy also expressed optimism about Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's potential visit to India, which has been pending since last year. Meanwhile, the recent imposition of 50% tariffs on Indian imports by the US has strained India-US relations, with Polishchuk downplaying US trade advisor Peter Navarov's comments on India's role in the conflict.
Can I respond to you with my question? Why is this war happen? You know, it's actually the disaster in this century, and because it's unprovoked war which been started by the people who wants, you know, to become empire. They don't want to have the democracy. They don't want to have any other nations equal to them. So that is the root. You know, the Putin always standing about the root of the conflict. The root of the conflict is him, because he actually the person who starts this war. And now we just witnesses of what Russians doing in Ukraine, with the Ukrainian people since the 2014, because war not started in 2022. Let me just remind you. And now we are very grateful that all of the people, all of the leaders around the world try to put Putin to the condition, let's say, when he will be able to negotiate at least the ceasefire first. And I'm grateful that the Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister of India, Narendra Modi ji, he's doing a lot. He tells to the Putin that it's not the era of war. So I hope that finally we will find a peaceful solution. Yeah, you know, indeed we.
And Vishakhapatnam are among the safest cities for women, while Delhi, Patna and Jaipur rank lowest, according to the Nari 2025 report. Based on a survey of 12,770 women in 31 cities, the national safety score is 65%, while 60% of women feel safe, 40% do not. Safety is highest on campuses by day, 86%, but drops at night. Though 91% feel safe at work, many are unaware of sexual harassment policies. Harassment was reported by 7% of women, rising to 14% among those under 24, mostly in public transport and neighborhoods. Only 1/3 reported incidents. NCW chairperson Vijaya Rahata stressed that safety impacts mobility, education and work, urging better reporting, stronger laws and social responsibility. Pakistan has requested a $7 billion loan from the Asian Development Bank to upgrade the Main Line 1 railway project, which connects Peshawar and Karachi, after China declined to support the project. The ADB, along with the Asian Infrastructure Investment Bank, is willing to provide 60% fund for the Karachi-Rowri section, approximately $1.2 billion. The project, initially estimated at $10 billion, was deemed financially viable by China at $6.7 billion. But Beijing refused to offer concessional loan terms. Pakistan's high indebtedness has delayed the project by 7 years. The ADB will provide a $10 million project readiness facility to validate the project's feasibility study and design. Early competition of the Karachi-Rowri section is crucial for transporting copper and gold from the Reko Dig mines, slated to begin production by 2028. The Democrats' House Foreign Affairs Committee has criticized U.S. President Donald Trump for imposing tariffs on India for purchasing Russian oil, while sparing China, a larger importer. The committee urges that this policy is damaging the U.S.-India relationship and benefiting Russia. Trump imposed 50% tariffs on Indian goods, citing Delhi purchases of Russian oil, which the White House claims indirect funds Russia's war against Ukraine. India has termed the tariffs unfinished and unreasonable, vowing to safeguard its national interest and economic security. White House Trade Advisor Peter Navarro has also faced backlash for describing the Ukraine conflict as Modi's war and suggesting the road to peace runs through New Delhi. The tariffs has strained India-US relations, with Indian exports worth $87.3 billion facing steep duties, and may push India closer to Russia and China. White House Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt marked Labor Day by praising President Donald Trump's efforts to prioritize American workers. Leavitt criticized previous administrations for outsourcing jobs and importing low-wage migrants, calling it a national disgrace. In contrast, she highlighted Trump's achievements, including nearly $10 trillion in new investments and over 500,000 new jobs driven by private sector growth, benefiting native-born Americans. Additionally, Leavitt noted that blue-collar wages are rising at the fastest pace in 60 years thanks to Trump's tax cuts, which she said allow working families to keep more of their hard-earned money. Trump's cabinet members also echoed these sentiments, emphasizing job growth, increased domestic steel production, and historic trade deals.
And as we commemorate Labor Day this year, we finally have a president who fights and delivers for the American worker every single day. President Trump believes that American workers are the heart and soul of our economy and our national identity, which is why he's championed an agenda that puts them first always. For decades, the hardworking men and women of our country who built the greatest nation in world history were sold out by selfish, greedy, short-sighted globalists who put our country on a path to economic and cultural ruin. They hollowed out our factories and towns and betrayed the American working class by shipping jobs overseas and importing millions of low-wage migrants to replace American workers. Under President Trump, this national disgrace is over. American workers are, once again, being put at the center of national trade policy, and the dignity of American labor is being defended. As a result, President Trump has already brought in nearly $10 trillion in new private and foreign investments so that the top businesses in the world can create high-paying jobs in America and hire American workers to fill them. In fact, since President Trump took office, the economy has added more than 500,000 new jobs to the workforce. In a stark reversal from the Biden administration, all of that job creation has been driven by private sector growth, and all employment gains have gone to native-born Americans. Wages for blue-collar workers are now rising at the fastest rate in the past 60 years. And the average American worker has already seen a $500 wage increase this year alone. Thanks to the largest middle tax cuts ever signed into law by President Trump, with no tax on tips, no tax on overtime, no tax on Social Security, Americans in all 50 states will keep more of their hard-earned money. The average American taxpayer will see a tax cut of nearly $4,000.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has confirmed that 23 people, including 4 children, were killed in Russia's missile strike on a residential building in Kyiv's Darnitsky district on Wednesday night. The youngest victim was a girl under 3 years old. Zelensky stated that rescue operations have been completed, with 53 people injured and 8 still missing. He urged the international community to hold Russia accountable for the strike, emphasizing the need for strong sanctions and pressure on Moscow. So viewers, that's all in the bulletin.